So here, based on the technology, relays have been classified into four categories. First one is mechanical relays. Second one is static relays. Third one is digital relays. And the fourth one is numerical relays. So already we have studied this category. Now in this class we'll be explaining this mechanical relays. Okay, so here, coming to the mechanical relays, So mechanical relays is having two types of relays. First one is electromagnetic attraction principle. Electromagnetic attraction principle. And the second one is induction principle. Based on these two principles, the mechanical relays have been classified. Induction principles. Okay, so here the mechanical relays are classified into two types based on the principle of operation. First one is electromagnetic attraction principle, and the second one is induction principle. So based on these principles, how the mechanical relays are working, let us see in this class. First one is electromagnetic attraction principle relays. How these are working, we'll see now. Electromagnetic attraction principle relays. Electromagnetic attraction principle. Right, I will explain this principle by drawing a diagram. So here, this is a spring, rigid fixed spring is there, and to this the iron pot is connected like this. So let us take like this. This is one iron pot connected like this, and to this a plunger is connected like this. Okay, and this plunger is having the contact like this, which is able to connect the this one is up to here, let us take. So which is able to connect the trip coil. This is a trip coil. This is a trip coil, and trip coil is the circuit breaker is connected to the trip coil that we have seen in the previous case. Okay, right. So this is the relay contacts. These are the relay contacts, right? And here the magnitude of current it is connected to this contacts. So current magnitude will be based on this current flow. Okay. And one more important point here, there is a backstop. What is the purpose of using backstop? Backstop will be used for stopping the relay contact, stopping the plunger to move upward direction, or depending upon the it is just like a restraining torque used for the relay. Okay, so backstop, this is a backstop. this is a spring. Why the spring is used? Yesterday we have discussed that whenever the operating force is equal to the restraining force, the operating force is equal to the restraining force, the relay is at wedge of operation. If operating force is more than the restraining force, the relay will be operated. If the operating force is less than the restraining force, relay will not operate. So here the operating force is based on the current magnitude which is flowing through this current coil, but the restraining force is developed by using this spring the spring value. The restraining force is developed by using this spring value. Okay, so that's why we are placing the spring here. Right, now whenever, and this is the relay operating coil, this is a relay operating coil. From this the relay signal will be given to the circuit breaker contact, and from this trip coil circuit breaker plunger will be attracted. So that is based on the application of the circuit breaker what we have seen in the previous cases like this. So this is a circuit breaker, right? So whenever the current is flowing through this current coil, then because of the flowing of the current, there exists a flux, magnetic flux here. So this is the magnetic flux which is flowing through this iron pot like this. So this is a magnetic flux which is flowing through the iron pot. This is flux phi, and this flux phi has to flow through the reluctance of the core, this reluctance of the core as well as the reluctance of the air, reluctance of the core and as well as the reluctance of the air. So this is the air and this is the core, both reluctance it has to flow. Okay, so the flux will be flowing through this reluctance of core and as well as reluctance of the air, and we know that the flux is directly proportional to the current flowing through the core and as well as the air. Okay, and what do you know the reluctance formula is length by mu naught into mu r into area, mu naught into mu r into area, and the operating force is directly proportional to flux into current flowing through the core or any equipment. So here the operating force is directly proportional to flux into I. Okay, and the current will be here ampere turns divided by reluctance, ampere turns divided by reluctance, and the reluctance is here now the reluctance of the core and as well as reluctance of the air. So that's what the basic regarding this flux and current. Okay, so the operation of electromagnetic attraction principle is whenever the current is flowing through this coil, the flux will be flowing through this iron pot, and if the force exerted because of this flux is equal to the restraining force of the spring which is provided here, then the relay will not be operate and relay is at the edge of the operation. If any fault current is flowing through this coil, therefore the magnitude of the coil will be more, so therefore the operating force will be more than this spring force which is nothing but here restraining force, and this flux will be more, the value of the flux will be more, and because of that this electromagnetic principle, and this iron part will be moving downward direction. That means the force, operating force is more than this spring restraining force, therefore it will be attracted towards this contact, and meanwhile this plunger is going to contact this relay contact because of the movement of this iron part in the downward direction. As long as this plunger is closing this relay contact, the current will be flowing through this trip coil circuit, and the trip coil will be energized and it will be attracting the plunger of this circuit breaker by disconnecting the circuit breaker contacts. So that's why the circuit breaker will be opened here. So whenever the fault current is flowing through this current coil, and because of this electromagnetic attraction principle, the circuit breaker contacts will be opened. So this is the principle of operation of this electromagnetic attraction principle relay or a protection system, because we are having both relay and as well as a circuit breaker in combination with this one called secondary protection system. Okay, so as long as the current is flowing through this coil, this coil will be energized, and this, because of this electromagnetic attraction principle, this plunger will be moving downward direction by closing the relay contacts, and whenever the relay contacts have been closed, the trip coil will be energized and the plunger will be attracted towards the trip coil by opening the circuit breaker contacts. So this is the principle of operation of electromagnetic attraction principle type. And here we know this flux is directly proportional to I current flowing through that particular coil, and the reluctance is equal to L by mu naught into mu r by I, and the current flowing through that particular coil I is equal to ampere turns by reluctance. So therefore we know that operating force is directly proportional to phi into I. So here phi is directly proportional to I, so therefore the operating force is directly proportional to I square. The operating force is directly proportional to I square. So to avoid this proportionality constant, operating force is equal to K into I1 square or I square. And what about the restraining force? The restraining force is equal to K into spring current whole square, spring current whole square. Okay. And this electromagnetic attraction type relays are used for DC and as well as AC, but there is some limitation in the application of AC, that we will see how it is. So in case of DC, for DC application, current flowing through the coil is equal to DC coil or a unidirectional current. So therefore the operating force will be now what? Operating force is equal to K into I1 square, that means IDC square. Unidirectional force will be existing here, so that will be operated for DC application. For example, if you are applied for AC application, for AC applications, current I is equal to here Im into sin omega t. From this, what is your RMS current here? Im by root 2. And here the operating force F OP is equal to what? K1 into Im square sin omega t square. Im square sin square omega t, or sin omega t square, because this is operating force equal to K into I square. So if you write this one, what is happening here? K1 into Im square sin square omega t can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. So therefore your operating force can be written as K1 into Im square by 2, minus K1 into Im square into cos 2 omega t by 2. That means your operating force are having two components. One is a DC component, another one is a AC component. So there exist two operating forces for AC application in electromagnetic attraction type principle relays. Okay, and you are having two types of operating force. First one is the DC application, and the second one is AC component. So this DC component can be written as K1 into Im square by 2, that can be written as IRMS square. IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. If you are applying square, then it will be Im square by 2. So this DC component is K1 into IRMS square. So this is a unidirectional operational force. This can be applied for operating of this relay. But whereas if you coming for this AC component, what is happening means, for this AC component we are having K1 into Im square by 2 into cos 2 omega t. 2 omega t means the relay contacts will be, so here the plunger is like this, as we seen just now, the plunger is like this. If you are applying a unidirectional DC, then the plunger will be moving downward direction as per our application. But here, because of this AC application, there is a vibration, pulsating force. This is a pulsating force, because AC means it is an alternating, so you will be having a pulsating force. DC means unidirectional force. So there will be either one direction, either upward or downward direction. But in case of AC application, there is a pulsating force. That means this plunger will be moving upward direction and downward direction with a frequency of omega. Like this will be rotated in upward and downward direction. So what is happening? The relay contacts will be damaged here. These relay contacts will be damaged. So that's the drawback of using electromagnetic attraction type of relay for AC application. So there is a limitation for AC application, but we can use it for DC application. Okay, so the conclusions of this electromagnetic relay application is, conclusions. First one, this electromagnetic attraction principle is applicable for both AC and as well as DC system protection, but more particularly it is used for DC application but not AC application. So this principle is having limited applications for AC system protection, because the pulsating torque produced in AC application will be damaging the relay contacts. So this is related to electromagnetic type attraction type relay protection system.